Mhm, 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 mhm. Um, are we ready? We're ready. I got Taffy laying here next to me. Hold on, let me get my stuff together. What is the deal? I don't know what's going on. Why does this happen to me? Why? Why, oh, why? All right. This is part 2, Aquarius. Trust me, I'm getting my shit together right now. Aquarius, full moon, and there it is. And yeah, I'm using a chart that I used for the part 1, so that arrow, I guess, is stuck there. But you get it, right? 9 degrees, 15 minutes, and we want to look at what else is going around the time of this full moon. Again, another full moon, some interesting stuff, and you guys will see right there, vertex. Vertex, when a door opens and when a door closes, when a person enters your life or when a person leaves your life. Aquarius energy, friends, groups. It's the moon, and it's connected with Aquarius energy, the moon being very emotional, and Aquarius is the exact opposite. It's more intellectual, not emotional. It would rather be intellectual and not emotional. It doesn't trust the emotions, right? That's Aquarius. Vertex, somebody who comes in or somebody who leaves, it can represent both. It's kind of considered like a fated moment. You know, when you go and you open the door and a complete stranger grabs the door handle on the opposite side at the same time, or some crazy shit, right? Something where it's like the funniest thing, I bumped into this new person today and we hit it off, and it just seemed like it was meant to be, right? Something like that. Like the vertex can play an important role in that, can be involved. Now, what does this have to do with this? Well, if you have something in your chart at 7, 8, 9, right? Having the vertex at the moment of the full moon can be pretty significant because at the exact time of this full moon, the vertex is at 6 degrees in Aquarius. Shocks and surprises. Friends. Yeah, Aquarius energy. Now, let's move along and look at some bigger things. Not that that can't be huge for you in your life, it can be. But what I mean bigger is the bigger picture, like what else is happening. And so we see that, look, maybe it's not a big thing to you, but it sure is from where I'm looking. We got Mars. That's a big deal. It's Mars in Virgo. It's at 1342. We also have Mercury at 5 degrees. Now, this is important because we know, I just put up a video not too long ago, there's going to be a Mercury retrograde in the Virgo energy. Mercury's going to be retrograding through here, right? So here Mercury is already at 5. It has not begun its retrograde yet. But Mars is in the zone. Mercury retrograde, the zone is between 8 and 22 degrees. That is the zone that Mercury does its retrograde, between 8 and 22 degrees of Virgo. So here Mars is at 1342, so 14. But look, let's look across the way. What else is in Earth? We got Jupiter. Look, we got Jupiter right there. 1345. I always want to say 4 with that Jupiter because it looks like a big 4 in my brain. 1345. That means we have Mars and Jupiter in a sweet, sweet trine. Do you have something in your chart at these degrees? And look, that's not all. We even have Sappho there at 15 degrees. So it's close enough to be conjunct. Sappho is strong feminine energy. It's like feminine to feminine. You see the 2 Venuses there. So this can be friendships. This can be coworker energy. But there is a strong connection with females when we see Sappho energy, right? And Mars connected there. Mars, remember, is like considered a trigger planet. It takes action. Things begin. Things start. And it's a sweet, perfect trine with Jupiter, the great benefic in in the universe, the great benefic. But let's go look at Capricorn. Let's look at more Earth energy to see if we have a grand Earth trine. Ease. That's what trines bring us, ease. And we see there's other trines already set up here, but we're looking at some of the things this chart hasn't pointed out. And we can look at the red ones in a moment. We're looking for 13, 14, right? 12, 13, 14, even 10, because look, Pallas Athena is at 10 degrees down there. There's Pallas. She's smart. She is the thinker. She's a strategist. She's like a female general, and she's in Virgo. Very smart. Very much about, I can plot and plan. I can see the details to draw the big picture. I use maps, and I'm skilled at using a map, right? Pallas Athena. And it doesn't have to be a map in the way that we think of a map. It can be any kind of old map, maybe even an astrology map. What do we have here in Capricorn? Let's go check out Capricorn energy. Well, we got something. Look at bingo. We got something. We got Vega, big fixed star in the sky. Vega is powerful. It's at 1539 in Earth, and it's going backwards. It's retrograding, so it's powerful. What do you have in your chart around 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, even 17, possibly 17, because Mars is going to be moving, right? Mars is going to be going forward. And so will Jupiter be. Jupiter's technically at 14 here. Mars is technically at 14. So I don't think I'm stretching it by saying, look at your Earth energy in your chart. What houses are getting this grand Earth trine that's being led by Jupiter? Jupiter and Mars working together here. Remember, Jupiter and Taurus, your money and your finances, your income and banking. Virgo is the job, the daily routines. It could have to do with healthcare. It could have to do with pets. It could have to do with like the details and calendars and organizing. What do you do for a living? Do you have tasks and projects? Or do you have solo tasks and solo projects? Because that's Mars in Virgo. I work alone. Virgo is the diligent worker that sees the details. What about Capricorn? This is boss energy. These are managers. This can represent corporations and companies and even government, because we have Pluto at 28. But Vega is here, a fixed star, very powerful energy. It is a grand Earth trine. Let's find out some details on Vega. Chief star of the constellation Lyra. Maybe I'm pronouncing that wrong. Lyra. The lyre or lyre, Lyre, of Orpheus. Traditionally a very fortunate star, manifesting harmony, artistic talents, and a kindly nature, an eye for detail and balance. Caution, self-indulgence, keep an even approach. I was going to say Vega was starting to remind me a little bit of Venus, being very typically fortunate and harmony and artistic, a kindly nature, but the eye for detail is fascinating. So that is Vega. I'll read Vega one more time. That's part of this grand Earth trine for the August full moon. Vega is a chief star of the constellation Lyra, traditionally a very fortunate star. It's manifesting harmony and artistic talents and a kindly nature, an eye for detail and balance, a caution with self-indulgences. Keep an even approach. Do you have, what house is your Vega in? We're all going to have Vega somewhere in our chart, and it's a fixed star, so it moves so slow they call it fixed. You follow? So you have this 15 degrees or maybe even at 14 somewhere in your chart. Find out where it's at, because Jupiter is a transit. It's up in the sky. And then Mars, 13 degrees, Pallas at 16, Sappho, feminine energy at 15. This can be beneficial. This can be beneficial, especially for people who might be like, what's going on with the job? Do I have a job? Is my job changing? This is a grand earth trine, which brings benefit and sets up ease. And it could possibly, for the long term, money and income and resources, Taurus, job and routine, Virgo, long term commitments, responsibility and duty, career energy. But it can be more than that, whatever your goals, long term goals, and ambitions were. Now, that's just one piece of this. We see other trines in here in air. We see the Aldebaran at 10 degrees. Look at Aldebaran, another powerful fixed star right there, 10 degrees in Gemini. Fixed star, it stays there. But look, we know there's a full moon at 9 degrees. Holy crap, this is an air trine with Aldebaran and the full moon. And look down here. We have Sirius in air at 1241. Sirius represents how we are nurtured. This is typically recognized as food, how we nurture ourselves. It's in Libra. It's in relationships. It's about things being fair and balanced. This can be the judicial, or I should say the justice system, the scales of justice. So that's another trine, an air trine. Something is ending that creates an air trine, that creates an ease. And this is within the way we talk and communicate. Aldebaran, this is business in Gemini. The way we speak, it's social media. This is important relationships, private and professional. And then a release in some sort of a group energy, possibly friendship, possibly some sort of a global system, because it's Aquarius. Aquarius also addresses social issues, world events as Aquarius energy. So that's another trine right there, a grand air trine. But what else do we have going on in fire at this time? Well, let's take a look. We got Venus down there at 26. You see Venus over here? We're going to switch up on the color. We're just going to go to green. We got Venus right here at 26 degrees, right? Black moon Lilith at 17, Vulcan at 17. Keep those numbers in mind, 17 and 26. Let's go take a look at Aries. Let's go take a look at Aries. What do we got? Well, we got white moon Lilith at 15. We got Chiron at 19. Eris at 25, Hercules at 26. And look, the south node is 2823 in the sign of Aries. I mean, the north node. I said south. This is the north node. Yeah, that's Taffy. We got the north node in Aries at 28. So I would say Venus is definitely receiving a trine from Hercules and from Eris, strong feminine energy. And we go over to the other fire energy, that's Sagittarius. And what do we got? At that high degree, we got the galactic center. So we have the north node in Aries sending a trine, a strong fiery trine to the galactic center in Sagittarius. Galactic center is a powerful point. We also have part of fortune at 2345 for this full moon. This is a really interesting full moon. There's so many trines at this full moon. It's wild. So that tells us that this ending is assisted. It's, like there's something major occurring here. It's fiery energy. It's independent energy because Aries and the North Node. Independent energy because of the release in Aquarius, something about our uniqueness and our independence and our something in the global system possibly. We have the fiery Sagittarius with my beliefs, possibly religion and cultures. Think of traveling, think of foreign lands and foreign countries, think of beliefs and the judicial system as in judges, for sure, judges, big deal with the US and the Supreme Court. And the other fire, Venus. Venus, she is now in a retrograde. See, 2644, Venus, going backwards in Leo, analyzing the details. because Mercury, there's so much in details over here. And these two siblings talk. And Mercury's going to be doing a retrograde as Venus is going to be doing her retrograde. So we're definitely looking over some of the data and some of the information, possibly of maybe healthcare systems when we think of global stuff, possibly in your own life, your own projects, your tasks, your daily routines, and switching things up a bit. Possibly. That could be a big deal. Tasks at the job, tasks within the home, and projects. And then the values. What do we value? What do I value? Have I been too risky? Is there some sort of a risk that's being, that's on the table now? Is there something globally that we're aware of? Remember, social causes, the sign of Aquarius. And when we look at the lower degrees in fiery energy, we have the sun at 9 on this day, and we also have this Salacia, I think that's the way you pronounce it. She's hit 950. This is a consort to Neptune. So it's this goddess feminine energy of water and of the ocean. Salacia has a tendency sometimes to get drawn into things that aren't in the tangible, in the reality, or in the material. She's more ethereal, she's more watery, and she may be drawn to fantasy at times because that's Salacia, goddess of the sea, kind of like Neptune. So you got to remember it's a divine, more about meditation and creative energy. All right. But do we have anything at 9 degrees in fire by transit up in the sky? Nothing. We got Hermes over here at 0. But look in your chart. You might have something at 7, 8, or 9 degrees, right? Even up to 11 degrees. That would complete another sweet fire trine for some of you because of Salacia up here, right? So I'll draw that line for those of you who may have something natally there. And then, wow, there's just some beautiful ease set up because Jupiter started it all. Jupiter and that grand earth trine. There's Jupiter. Material and the tangible, and what we value and who we value, possibly health being involved. And I just want to end this with saying, what about housing? When we talk about social issues and food and housing, think about that, right? The shortage of homes, the shortage of housing, the homeless problem that we have globally, and the moon can also represent that, the sticks and the bricks in housing, but something ending. So this is, of course, a nice, beautiful, optimistic perspective to what could be in some of the energies. So put your digits down below. Let me know if you got something in your chart at any of the degrees I've mentioned. We've gone over a lot here. If you don't have your chart, what are you waiting for? Get your chart. Comment to me down below. I'll help you out in any way that I can. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.